Coming up on today's show, we have a 49ers rumors roundup. We're going to give you the latest on Stephon Gilmore, who's set to be an NFL free agent in less than a month. The 49ers have been linked to Marcus Mariota as their backup quarterback to potentially back up Trey Lance. Should the 49ers trade for Jarvis Landry, who's unhappy in Cleveland because who isn't? And could John Lynch go to Fox Sports to replace Troy Aikman, who, according to reports, is going to ESPN as the Monday Night Football color commentator? But first, make sure you hit that thumbs up icon and like the video if you're pumped up for 49ers free agency. This has already been a fascinating offseason for San Francisco, and we're only getting started. And with that, let's start today's show. What's good, faithful? You're watching the 49ers Report by Chat Sports. I'm your host, Chase Senior. 49ers Rumors Roundup coming your way, but first, want to shout out Fetch Rewards for making today's show possible. This app, a straight-up game changer. You can scan your receipts regardless of where you make a purchase. You get points back for those receipts, and over time, that leads to you getting free gift cards to places like Amazon, Target, Fanatics, and Starbucks. You get 3,000 bonus points by entering that link down below, chatsports.com/fetch. Make sure you enter the promo code 49ers. I'll put that link in the comment section as well as the description of this video, and we'll tell you more about the Fetch Rewards app coming up here in just a few moments. Rumor number one for San Francisco. They obviously have a need at the cornerback position, and according to Jeremy Fowler of ESPN, we covered this last week. We're covering it once more because Fowler said the 49ers will poke around on Stephon Gilmore, who back in 2019 was the NFL Defensive Player of the Year. Now, when it comes down to cornerbacks, it's all about the asking price for me. I think you can get away with solid cornerbacks on the back end as long as you're able to generate a pass rush, and last year the 49ers were able to do that, and that's why they were one of the league's best defenses from Week 10 on. Now, who is Stephon Gilmore as a player right now, and can he get back to that 2019 Defensive Player of the Year form when he took over the NFL as the best at his position in the National Football League? He was traded from New England to the Carolina Panthers right before the NFL trade deadline last year because Carolina was in a position where they thought they could go for it in terms of making it to the playoffs, so they swung big for Gilmore, and he went on to have a Pro Bowl year. He was solid in 9 games as he missed a bunch to start the year because of lingering injury issues, that quad surgery that he got back in December of 2019. But when he was on the field, he was solid. 2 interceptions, 2 pass breakups in 9 games, only gave up a long reception of 13 yards. But can he get back to being that elite player that he was in 2019? Because at this point, that's a few seasons ago. Back in 2019, he was marvelous. He can really play well in zone, in man. He can do it all. At this point of his career, can he be that lockdown one-on-one guy, especially considering you might have to pay him $15 to $20 million? And for that reason, I think I might be out on Stephon Gilmore. But back in 2019, he was great. In 2020, he really struggled as the games played went down because of that quad injury. He got it operated on in December, but it's something that bothered him all throughout the year. So I think Gilmore can still be a good player, but I just don't think that San Francisco should, would, or is going to pay top dollar for a cornerback because they already have a great defensive line. And if you get after the quarterback and the quarterback doesn't have time to survey the field, go through progressions, and pick your defense apart, then you can get away with some of the solid cornerback options that are on this roster right now, barring what happens with the current free agents on this team right now. So at the end of the day, all comes down to the price for Stephon Gilmore, but according to Jeremy Fowler, the 49ers are going to be interested when free agency starts in the second week of March. Do you want the Niners to be in on Gilmore? You let me know in the comment section right now. We love hearing from the faithful. Type P for they should pursue him. Type O for you think it'd be an overpay. Let me know right now in the comment section. Rumor number 2, another one coming from Jeremy Fowler. Let's say that the 49ers trade away Jimmy Garoppolo. I still expect that to be the case, especially if they get back a second-round pick, because there are a lot of quarterback-needy teams and not a lot of quarterbacks to go around in the quarterback marketplace in the National Football League. So If the 49ers move forward with Trey Lance as their starter, which I think they should, and I think they're going to at the end of the day, unless they swing big for Tom Brady or Aaron Rodgers, could the 49ers pursue Marcus Mariota, the former Heisman Trophy winner from Oregon, who really had an up-and-down tenure with the Tennessee Titans, didn't live up to the expectations of being that top pick many years ago, but could be a very, very good backup. Once again, this coming from Jeremy Fowler, that the 49ers could be in on the services of Marcus Mariota. He'd give the Niners flexibility, Fowler said, with the new quarterback either supporting Lance in as a backup or starting if Lance needs more developmental time. He would thrive off Shanahan's designed runs while providing experience to help Lance's development. Mariota as a backup really intrigues me. Him as a stopgap starter, I'm good. I'm cool if he has to start a game or two in a pinch if Lance goes out, but I don't want Marcus Mariota as a starter to begin the year. That doesn't give me any hope with the Super Bowl-ready roster right now. But let's say you bring him in as a backup and you have Lance as your starter. You're not going to have to tinker with the offense all that much. Maybe if you want to save Lance on some of those design runs on short yardage situations, you bring in Marcus Mariota. But I think that he could really develop and play well under Kyle Shanahan as a backup. And as I mentioned, if he needs to start a game here and there, he'd be a nice serviceable option. Now, the good thing for the Niners, if they move ahead with Trey Lance, is that the top backup quarterback free agency market is pretty deep, full of quarterbacks who have a lot of starting experience in Jameis Winston, Teddy Bridgewater, Tyrod Taylor, who has links to Anthony Lynn, who's now the assistant head coach of the team. Jacoby Brissett has started a bunch of games for both the Indianapolis Colts and a few with the Miami Dolphins. These guys, as backup quarterbacks to Trey Lance, not only do they give you solid pass-throwing options, all of them really do, in my opinion, again, as backups. Some of them give you good athleticism. They're also just veterans who have been throughout the grind of the NFL season who can continue to help Trey Lance, who, when the year starts, he's going to be 21, 22 years old. I mean, he was drafted last year when he was 20, still very young, and as Adam Schefter said, still very green. So you look at those backup quarterback options. Which backup quarterback do you want the Niners to sign? The options, pretty solid, given that it is a position of the utmost importance for a lot of teams across the NFL. Give me a name or names in the comment section right now and drop me those names down below. When I evaluate quarterbacks, I look for a bunch of different skill sets and intangibles. Of course, I love arm strength. I love accuracy. I love touch. Pocket mobility is really important. And I love quarterbacks who are also leaders. With an app, I look for an app that's free, easy to use, and if I can get back free stuff, that's an added bonus as well. That's what Fetch Rewards gives you. And you see how long this receipt is? Those are the amount of skills that I like in my quarterbacks. By going to chatsports.com/fetch and you enter the promo code 49ers, you can see what I'm talking about. You scan your receipts regardless of where you make a purchase, large retail store like Walmart or a local mom and pop store, because like me, I love supporting local businesses, and you get 3,000 bonus points back by going to that link and entering that promo code. But basically, by scanning all of your receipts, you get bonus points back, and over time, those bonus points accumulate, and you can turn your receipts into free gift cards to places like Starbucks, Amazon, Fanatics, Walmart, and a whole host of other stores. You want to see what I'm cooking up? Go to chatsports.com/fetch. This app has been a straight-up game changer for me, like I expect Trey Lance to be a game changer for this 49ers offense in 2022. I'm going to put that link in the comments section as well as the description of this video. We move ahead with some more 49ers rumors, and this one is really a rumor that's been talking about on internet circles. Could the 49ers make a play for Jarvis Landry via trade? Now, if it's a trade, I don't like it because I think Jarvis Landry is too expensive given his production the last couple of years in Cleveland, but also the 49ers at the wide receiver position pretty set right now with Deebo Samuel, Brandon Ayuk, and if they bring back Jawan Jennings in free agency. Now, if Jarvis Landry can be had through the free agency market, if he's a cap casualty with the Cleveland Browns, then I like this situation a little bit more as a slot receiver because he's an upgrade over a guy like Mohamed Sanu or a backup second-tier player like Trent Sherfield. ESPN with this, they put together a list of players who could benefit from a change of scenery, and if you leave Cleveland, the grass is always greener on the other side. Landry has an upcoming cap hit of $16.5 million, but no guaranteed money left, creating an opportunity for the Browns to move on should they want to. Landry said on Tuesday he would like to stay in Cleveland, but added that he is confident he can still be a contributor elsewhere. So these Jarvis Landry trade rumors and free agency rumors, if he gets let go, are going to continue to heat up over time, and 49ers fans are interested in bringing him in because he has some pedigree. He's put forward a bunch of really good years with Cleveland in the early part of his stint and with the Miami Dolphins. But I think at the end of the day, Landry probably wants a sustainable, conducive environment to winning and more structure with the 49ers than the 49ers actually have interest in Jarvis Landry. You take a look at what he's done over the last 4 years. The production has been up and down, somewhat sporadic. 2018, really good year. 81 grabs, 976 yards, and 4 touchdowns. Best year of his career came in 2019. 83 catches, 1,100 yards, and 6 touchdowns. But as you can see, the last 2 years, the production has slipped. And this past year, he went on to say on social media, look, I was dealing with a bunch of injuries. Baker Mayfield was my quarterback. He was off injured, and we saw what happened with OBJ, when he went to the Los Angeles Rams. Quarterback upgrade, and the stats upgraded as well. And if Landry gets a change of scenery, he plays in a better offense, he plays with a better quarterback, could he get back to those days back in 2018 as well as 2019? Potentially. I just think he's way too expensive for San Francisco. I will tell you this, though. If the 49ers make a move for any free agent during the draft, when they make their selection, anytime there's a hot news and rumor, we have you covered here on the 49ers Report. Make sure you hit that red subscribe button down below. Also, I'm going to ask you this to chime in once more. What is your level of interest in Jarvis Landry? Scale it for me from 1 to 100. Do that right now. And let's now transition to these John Lynch rumors. According to the New York Post, Troy Aikman leaving Fox Sports, where he's been alongside Joe Buck for a long time as a color commentator on Fox's #1 broadcast crew, for ESPN to be the color commentator on Monday Night Football. It's a great haul for ESPN because I think Aikman, one of the best color guys in the business right now, but that leads an opening alongside Joe Buck for one of the most sought-after positions in broadcasting. And could John Lynch fill that role? Potentially. According to Andrew Marchand, who broke this story with the New York Post, he said this, and it is pretty interesting because we'll get to what John Lynch had said a couple weeks ago when this speculation was out there. Fox suddenly has a hole atop its #1 broadcast team with 2 Super Bowls in the next 3 years. Fox, however, has added depth to its NFL analyst group in recent years. It will consider its #2 analyst, Greg Olson, Sean McVay, Sean Payton, and in a twist, could try to trade for NBC's Drew Brees, according to sources. Fox will also wait if a mystery candidate, someone not apparent right now, arises. 49ers general manager and ex-TV game analyst John Lynch could fall into this category for either Amazon or Fox. Now, a few weeks ago, we discussed this on the channel right after the 49ers were ousted in the NFC Championship game by the Rams. Still hurts my heart that Boomer Esiason had said John Lynch interested in being an analyst once more, and he could leave the 49ers general managing post to get back into broadcasting. Now, at that time, John Lynch turned down those rumors. He turned down that report and said, I'm committed to the 49ers. There is a situation, and I'm not sure if it's this year or later, in which I could see this ringing true. Adam Peters is waiting in the wings. He has interviewed with a couple of clubs for their general managing vacancies. He's been credited with finding guys like Deebo Samuel and a bunch of other really good players on this roster. Could Adam Peters, if John Lynch steps away, be the heir apparent to John Lynch and be the next general manager? He works well with Kyle Shanahan. He's revered and respected within that front office and that organization. I could see that being the case if John Lynch left, handing the reins to Adam Peters. If it's another move, though, I'd be really, really surprised. And if John Lynch even left, I would be surprised. Before we dip on out of here, make sure you give me a follow on social media, @Chase_Senior. It's the same handle on Twitter and Instagram. I made it easy for all of you. You know, it's also easy to hit that red subscribe button down below. Your one-stop shop for all things Niners all throughout the year. As always, faithful, thanks for tuning in, making the 49ers Report a part of your day, and I hope all of you have a fantastic weekend over the next few days.